the desire to be a part of the change. I want to represent that in this small community and say, we're here and we want to keep coming. If you find, paths to that empathy, you're going to be a part of the change. And empathy is seriously the only way that we can all go through this.
Manawan is an Atikamekw community from Quebec. We are the southest. We are only 3 communities. There's Manawan, Wamatashi, and Ubijuan. We are a passive native community. When we are mad, we just go in the bush. That's the way of healing too. Because if you translate Nutimek, it's we're from the bush. We're from there. We live there. We still do.
We first came to this community about 3 years ago. Some people had a show we were playing in a town in rural Quebec, and they invited us to come play a festival. When we Googled Manawan and saw where it was, it's super remote. You have to drive 2 hours down a gravel road. So it seemed like a really good adventure. There was no real intention other than coming up to kind of learn some things, meet some people, and play this show. So we came and played Festival de Manawan. I've always felt really honored to be welcomed into the community. And I've always been really blown away by the kindness that I've experienced, especially when you're talking about a history between, whether you want to look at it or not, there's a really negative, dark history between 2 peoples. And for me to be on the other side of that, and to feel welcomed and to be driving down a street and have everybody smile and wave and be kind and welcoming and generous.
That's how we do. We share everything. We share knowledge, we share houses, guests, visitors, and we also have to look for the kids because they're the future. The word in Atikamekw for children is awashik. The single term is just for one kid is awashish. It's like people from the light, like purity.
Us coming back this time, we definitely had the intention of trying to do something more, of trying to be a part of a bigger change. When we were speaking and planning, the youth came up immediately. Andrea and I worked a long time putting all of this together, and her passion is definitely with the youth. So I play music, I play guitar, I play on a skateboard. So those things were like, okay, what can we do with that? What else can we do? I think change really does happen with the youth, and it also just happens through building friendships. So another element of it was wanting to bring some other artists, and maybe their collaborations could speak greater than words too. I think it's really important to do something, because we can talk as much as we can. People can talk about this for years and years and years, and have been talking now for decades, and not a lot of change has been happening. So I think everybody needs to figure out ways, and I would really urge everyone to find a way to do something yourself, because that's the only way that change happens. And I found my avenue through music. That was an entry. I realized me playing music is already a way that I can engage other communities, and I can be a part of a change by just coming and collaborating, by making friendships. Skateboarding, like finding ways that you can do something meaningful and be a part of the change that are really personal and authentic to who you are. Because there's a lot of performative things happening right now. People post something on the internet, or people tag somebody in something, or repost something, or share. It's all this it's all this talk, and that's a part of it. That's a small part of what needs to be happening. Yes, we need to be listening. Yes, we need to be sharing things. But the most important thing is these small steps, small first steps to big changes. Because the little things that we do inspire our friends and the people immediately around us. But then those ripples, they turn into waves, and they go way farther than you can imagine. So every person doing one little thing is the way that a big change happens. So I would encourage and challenge everybody to just find small ways they can be a part of change.
I want it in long term I want to give them a safe place. They deserve a safe place. I want them to keep going, not only one weekend thing. Like, I can see that it's gonna go further. If we have a space for them, I'll be the happiest for them, and they'll be happy. I want them to be scared anymore. That's the point of me getting help by all of you guys too. We can build bridges between Indigenous and non-Indigenous.
We had planned everything on this large scale, and when the powwow canceled, when some of our collaborators fell through, when we had to take the whole event inside and we had to downgrade to 10 people at a time for the workshops because of COVID concerns. It was a hard thing to navigate at first because it wasn't what we were planning, but I think the Saturday night where we were playing music, there was a small audience of the community right in front of us. In the background, there was people collaborating on the mural, artists from Vancouver and Quebec working together with people in the community. There was little girls riding skateboards in the background. Everyone was singing along, for one of the songs that we were playing. I think I looked around, and that feeling that I got, that was what we were trying to do.
We have to have an open mind. I want racism to be gone. It shouldn't exist. Hate shouldn't exist. I want human rights to be equal. I want everyone to be treated like anyone else. There's no one below, there's no one above. We always sit in a circle because everyone is equal. For us, there's no square. That's how we saw. That's how we were taught our whole life. Some are missing this information, and that's the point of this collaboration too. We don't kill hate with hate. We kill hate with love.